Hello, everybody. It's Chrome Dome and Rabble Rouser rocking the waves, getting flagged. If you're surprised that we're making another episode, hey, so are we.
We're just right there along with you. We're going to start this episode on a little bit of a serious note. Thank you, everyone, for all the comments and for supporting us on what we're doing. However, with every good thing, there is a bad thing, unfortunately. Always.
Never fails.
We've been getting some criticism, especially about the pilot.
Constructive criticism.
Well, absolutely instructive criticism. The thing we've been hearing a lot is that we're quote-unquote too raw. Now, mind you, it was the pilot when we first did it, so now we know where to kind of quote-unquote draw a line in the sand. We had a few issues with Rabble Rousers'
Summer school roommate who had autism. We just want to say we were not making fun of him in any way. I have a cousin who has autism. There's no way I could make fun of people with autism. It's a little too close to home for me. Like I said, we're not making fun of anyone at all. Never. We're just simply telling stories. Sorry if we kind of came across that way. Any bad comments are strictly unintentional if they do sadly happen.
And one of the things, especially with that, I've seen autistic kids get angry. They become like the Hulk. And we'll leave on a lighter note with that. It's somebody you really don't want to get, mess around with. You really don't want to get together with, or not together, but in a fight with. The second thing I heard was, especially within episode 2, where we were making fun of a little bit more of the bigger people. If, Rabble, you remember that one, where we were talking about the Walmart employees and everything around that. Ladies and gentlemen, stereotyping. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not trying to rip on anybody.
No.
In a negative way. What we try to do is we come up with stories, and these are life experiences that we feel as though would make you laugh and have a good time if you would hear them. And that's what the main goal of this is. One of the things I will also say is, and I think Rabble put it, and I'm going to quote him very vaguely here, is you got to learn to laugh at yourself. We tell people that we are quote unquote offending these stories right in front of their face too. So as a result of that, we try to get them to laugh at themselves. We're not bullying here. We're kind of doing the reverse of bullying, because if you laugh at yourselves, then no one's going to be able to get you down.
If you can't laugh at yourselves, then don't laugh at all. And that's kind of a motto that I've learned to live by. I guess you could say the hard way, because living with my older sister, she knew how to get under my skin. She really did, like most older siblings do. But
well, I wouldn't know. I'm the oldest.
Yeah, go eat shit. No. But anyway, older siblings know how to get under the younger sibling's skin. I know how to do it with Taylor. Gabby knew how to do it with me. And Taylor's kind of SOL. But anyway, side note of my sister, she got married this past Saturday.
Oh, yes. How was the wedding, by the way?
Oh, it was a beautiful ceremony.
Do you remember anything at all?
The ceremony for the reception. As of midnight, maybe, memory kind of faded. But
oh boy,
I'm going to start with the wedding rehearsal. We were in the church. My mom made me dress up because she, quote, said, "This is what Gabby said to wear." And Gabby's like, "I didn't say that." Like, the whole miscommunication. Dan and his other groomsmen show up, and they're just in like casual cargo shorts and t-shirt. And here I am with a looking snazzy, dress pants, shoes, button-up shirt, no tie. I'm like, the F got the raw end of the stick. So we're walking up and down the aisle practicing. I'm like, really? Does it take that much coordination to walk down? Well, yeah, but knowing me, I'm not going to think of that crap during a normal day.
Well, no, you're the troublemaker, hence the name.
Yeah, and so as rehearsal's going on, one of my sister's college friends, who's a bridesmaid, we're just like cracking jokes with each other. Like, she's like a sister to me. Mm-hmm. And we're just like mouthing off to each other, not saying anything, just like lip reading, so just mouthing off to each other. Because we're in a church, can't only say enough words in my vocabulary.
Limited vocabulary.
And she just does that, smacks her hands like, and I just mouth, "Come at me, bro." And we're just like trying not to laugh. And the priest is like, "What the hell is going on?" And then when we told Gabby that during the rehearsal dinner, she high-fived me and said, "That's awesome." So then the big day happened. We basically started setting up the reception hall in the hotel at like 9 in the morning. No, we went to breakfast at 9, setting up the reception hall at 10. The itinerary gave us an hour and a half to set this reception hall. We did it in 15 minutes, setting up the candles, putting tables wherever, and then just the centerpieces done. The next thing of the itinerary after 10 was 11:30, and it says, I quote, "Eat lunch somewhere." And that got a crack out of all the guys, just like, really, out of all the places in Janesville, you couldn't like just pick a certain place, just anywhere. Since we went to a breakfast buffet type of thing around like a brunch time, we were not hungry before the wedding.
You were, yeah.
And plus, for Dan's situation, God bless him, if he
you needed booze.
No, not that. If he like ate right before the wedding, he would have like thrown up or needed to like run out to the bathroom during the middle of the ceremony. And Gabby would have had his ass for it because it's her day, even though he's also getting married.
Of course.
And then gotta look at my idiot sheet here.
That was a little bit of a dick to me to say he needed booze. Of course he didn't, but maybe sometimes it does help you. Take a step forward.
Anyways, we're still at the rehearsal dinner. I didn't know where to sit, so I ended up sitting at the bridesmaid table and get right next to Gabby. Gabby sees me. Why are you sitting here? Which one is it? Pointing to all the bridesmaids. I'm just like, just throwing my hands. Hey, I just didn't know where to sit. She's like, it's okay. I know you just wanted to sit by me anyway. I'm just like, yeah. Just
sure, we'll go with that excuse. I love you, but
basically applying one of the lessons Gabby had taught me: cover your ass.
Of course, yeah. How can you not?
Then out of nowhere, one of the bridesmaids like, Gabby, cannot stop looking at your chest. And I'm like, I'm right here. I don't want to be hearing any of this. And then like one of the bridesmaids just harassing me. It's just like, oh God, I'm just gonna cover my ears. And I'm just like, this is while we're eating salad, the first course. Right. They're just going on. I'm like, this is great salad, isn't it? Just like making them laugh.
Trying to make some conversation instead of going, I'm right here. I'm right here.
Pretty much. I mean, as a brother, there's only a certain number of things you want to hear about your sister.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But anyway, the second course came. It was grilled. It looked like asparagus, but it wasn't. It was like longer green beans. It was like grilled, and they were really good. And I'm not much of a vegetable person, but I still will slim down. But it was that and tenderloins. And of course, it's not a wedding without one of the bridesmaids eating tenderloins saying, I missed having meat in my mouth. The conversation just went downhill from there. I'm just like, oh God. No, you know what? It's my sister's wedding. Fuck it. I just took a giant bite. It's my turn for meat in my mouth, and just went along with it. I think everyone took that. Yeah. And that's when all the groomsmen looked over and like, what the fuck is going on? I'm just looking up. It's just steak. It's cool, bro.
Is that what you call it these days?
Yeah. Tenderloin. People can vouch for me. It's cool. And then the bride's gifts got some weird glass wine cup and an ornament, and they loved them. Groom's got a box of a couple cigars and a nice butane lighter with a little cigar punch in the bottom.
Very nice.
Very nice, yeah. It's free. And plus, if you give a guy a lighter, you cannot just not play with it. You're going to play with it. And I did, and I need
shiny.
And let's just say the next day I was in need of buying a butane refill. I love the thing. And then then the actual wedding. We go to the church, and we walk down the aisle. And once Gabby starts walking down the aisle, go figure, the bridesmaids start to tear up, which I'm not surprised at all. So they got more of a head start on releasing perspiration from their body. And
oh boy, here we go.
And little side note, during the rehearsal, we were standing right in front of the air conditioning vent, and we were promised that the air conditioning was going to be on for the wedding. So like, awesome, we won't split out our tuxes. We did not get the air conditioning we were promised. We were pissed.
As anyone would be in the church.
Yeah, like, okay, looking snazzy in this tux.
Yeah, 3-piece suit on, didn't you?
There's more than 3 pieces, but I just somehow got them on anyway. And so I'm just like, the hell? I was promised air conditioning. Oh my God, I'm sweating. It's like, God knows I'm in the building. Oh, just cleansing my sins. Oh, no. Just didn't get the air conditioning, I promise. And it was a close one, but I think the groomsmen's sweat just edged out the tears that the bridesmaids were crying out, and Dan himself leading the charge on our side, and me in a close yet distant second, because he had that. It was like not a tissue, but it was like one of those cloth
little handkerchief
that he wiped himself good 3 or 4 times.
Getting married and sweating his butt off. Oh,
I was sweating my butt off. Like, it was like almost football practice bad. Almost.
Ooh, that's almost.
And Dan and I were joking the night before, hey, let's just wring out our shirts, see which one makes a bigger puddle.
I don't even...
Oh, it's not that bad.
I don't want to even talk.
And then when we left on Friday, we were supposed to leave at noon.
Yeah.
Girls, let me talk to you for a second. I know not all of you are struggling at this, but we all know that girl that makes you late for anything by at least an hour. My mom, she just turned 50 this past summer, and she's one of those girls. I'm sorry, but if you're 50, you should at least know better time management skills. Like, I know I'm not the best time manager at all times. Well, when someone tells me we need to be gone by leaving by this time, I'm ready to go. Mom says, okay, we're leaving at noon.
2.5 hours later.
Over 50 minutes, actually.
Oh, wow.
We left. We should have been in Janesville by then and had our tuxes ready, but no, but oh well. Then finally, the reception. Taylor had her speech. I'm not saying that she's an attention whore, but she thrives off it. She does. And that's one of the few times I don't mind it. But most of the time when she does, it's just like, Taylor, shut up. I played nice, however. Like, I started off my speech, Gabby, relax. Because I know I'm going to have one of these someday. It's not going to be Mom I'm afraid of. It's not going to be Dad I'm afraid of.
You.
Lord knows I'm not afraid of Taylor. It's going to be you that I'm terrified of what you're going to say. So I'm going to play nice. So I basically made a little joke about how it was fun growing up with Gabby, playing with Legos, building blanket forts, and having her blade and everything on me. It went on about about the first time I met Dan.
Mm-hmm.
And she was maybe Dan's second boyfriend in Platteville. And I guess it's literally first is the worst, second is the best. Because I don't...
Going back to the old elementary nursery rhymes.
That just happened.
Yes, it did.
When I first met Dan, he was basically coming home to Gabby to visit for a weekend. And I have not seen a picture of him or heard any description about how he looked. And this is like during my senior years, or late junior year, when I was working out for football, getting big. And I'm just hoping for some tall, scrawny, engineer-looking kid that I can throw around. I hear him walking up. I'm like, tall and scrawny, tall and scrawny, tall and scrawny. He walks in the door. Crap. Pretty much. And I just look at him. Crap. He's bigger than me. And he threw me around the house and kicks my butt in Call of Duty. We played one-on-one team deathmatch up to like 25 or whatever. And I don't think I ever got higher than 6 kills. Like, he kicked my butt. Like, it was to the point where he was just a dick about it and just walked around with riot shield and just and let's just say it's been at least a year since I played him in 1v1. And what I didn't know until later, my mom missed my speech.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Because knowing her, she would have made some little comment. Oh, you just should have said this. No, it's my speech. I didn't tell you what to say. Which she brought up embarrassing stories from middle school. Dad, however, brought out the big guns. Dad was up for nearly 8 to 10 minutes. Most of what's talking about Call of Duty, which he has an annoying obsession with. Like, I don't mind hearing stories, but it's to the point where, come on, you're 52.
I think everyone was waiting for a younger age.
No. I love my dad, though. But he did, I guess you could say, have a low blow in his speech, because he brought up a topic that no girl wants to hear on her wedding day.
What?
Old boyfriends.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and he was chaperoning a 7th or 8th grade field trip when she had her quote-unquote boyfriend. Like, middle school boyfriends don't really matter. And they went to, I think it was Devil's Lake for the day.
I remember the place.
Yeah, and the one boy she was with was the one who apparently just finished watching Lord of the Rings and just picking up random things going, my precious, the whole day. And he's like, if I knew that was Gabby's boyfriend, let's just say there would have been one less kid going home on the bus. And the whole reception hall erupted.
Wow.
Yeah, and so after the speeches, there was a whole bunch of just dancing. And as a younger brother should celebrate her older sister's wedding, I hit the bar. I got like a few free drink tokens, hit that, and I started the night with $50 for the bar. I left with 2. So,
Ooh.
yeah, I was switching off between Jack and Coke and Captain and Coke, just keeping it classy. Then at the end, you know what? I'm doing shots of Jack and whatnot. So I'm basically gone having fun with the photo booth that I didn't find out about until the next morning.
Da, 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 da.
Pretty much. But it was just me and Corey, so I knew it was going to be somewhat tame. So we're done drinking. We stayed at the Holiday Inn. And right next to the Holiday Inn Janesville, there's a Quaker Steak and Move. And the bar is open till 2. And since it was a wedding, I like, hey, Corey, let's...
Do you remember what happened last night? No, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express.
Even though I should have pulled that card, I didn't.
Oh.
Before, we maybe stayed out, just chilled outside the Holiday Inn for like 15, 20 minutes. We each had a cigar. And then I went to Quaker Steak and Move. This is where my memory is in and out. I was at the bar. Corey bought me a drink. He's like, Rob, I'm going to buy you a drink. And I'm not going to object to free drink. Never, because I'm kind and courteous.
How could you?
Exactly. And that's where my memory cuts out. Until I'm walking I literally start drunk dancing, singing, strutting from the hotel lobby to my room.
Oh, boy.
And then basically saying something. And I had a room with my little sister, and there were separate beds, thank God. And Taylor is just out. I say something. She's like, go to bed. I'm like, you're boring, or whatever I said. And I'm basically out. And then I hear a knock at the door at like 9:30. Taylor's the one to get out of bed because she knows I wasn't going to move. And I guess it was Mom saying, hey, everyone's in the lobby. Come to get breakfast. I found out the next night that I didn't just respond to her. I growled at her.
Grizzly bear growl?
I don't remember. I was still kind of asleep. And at that point, my mom knew, like, yeah, it's just probably best to let him sleep. And then the same night when I found out that I growled at her, I guess Corey also bought me a shot of liquid cocaine.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you who don't know, it's basically all in one shot. It's silver tequila, Everclear, light rum, and vodka.
Really? Because for our drink special, I actually have the original recipe for liquid cocaine.
Oh.
Well, no. Continue on with the story. We'll hit that up next.
Yeah, but when I looked online to see from what I remember tasting, it looked like
what I remember from all the other concoctions in my mouth.
I looked up drink recipes, and the one that looked the most familiar was the liquid cocaine recipe number 4, and it looked like that.
Oh.
So I'm assuming it's just that.
There's many varieties, I would imagine.
I hate having drinks that have several recipes, but overall, beautiful ceremony. It's nice to see you have a sibling that just can't help but just smile, because you know they're getting the happiness that they deserve. That can't help but give you that stupid smile on your face. You know that smile you get when someone's complimenting to your face, like saying really good things about you, and you're just like
the old SpongeBob face from ear to ear.
Your grins, and you're just like looking there, just like a moron. You're just like, for the love of God, get this stupid smile off my face.
My cheeks hurt right now.
And for the pictures after the wedding, my cheeks were hurting. Like, it was just like shaking. Like, just get these pictures done and over with. And yeah, so it was a good weekend with all that.
Well, because we're from Wisconsin, we've already committed the fact that we will be having drink recipes because, hey, like we said, we're from Wisconsin. As stated earlier from Rabble, the liquid cocaine recipe that he looked up, I actually have liquid cocaine number 1, the original.
Ooh.
I was actually interested in this because someone told me about it, and I was looking at the recipe, never had this concoction before. Ladies and gentlemen, for the liquid cocaine recipe numero 1, you take a half ounce of triple sec, half ounce of amaretto, which is an almond liquor, half ounce of Southern Comfort peach liquor, another half ounce of peach schnapps, 3 ounces of pineapple juice, 3 ounces of cranberry juice, and a splash of 7-Up, which makes it sound like it's going to be very interesting. And we've actually had a lot of friends, after having this shot a couple times, always ask what is in this shot because no one can remember to save their life.
I don't think there was 7-Up in the one I had.
From
what I remember.
The next drink that I'm going to say is called a peanut butter and jelly shot.
Oh, hello.
And I will tell you this, ladies and
gentlemen. Hold on, let me get my pen and paper.
I will tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. It truly does taste like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
And he remembers it.
The only thing you're missing is the bread when it comes down to this. It is that smooth.
That's after you drink.
It's that smooth and it just tastes that good. So I actually looked it up. It's a 1 ounce of Frangelico hazelnut liquor. Now that gives you that peanut butter taste. The other 1 ounce is a blackberry or black raspberry liquor, or what they normally recommend is using a Chambord. You just take an ounce of that, make 2 ounces, or whatever the chemical sum or elemental sum comes up to be, and you can kind of put it on ice, or you just kind of shake it together really well, and it comes up to being tasting exactly like peanut butter and jelly, which is really nice. I will also say that because while you, Rabble, were out causing some trouble at your sister's wedding. Hey, no, it's great. Congratulations to your sister once more. We pretty much know where that's going to end up with her being as happy as she is. Always.
Yeah.
Well, up here in the Midwest, Wisconsin, we have a festival of different cultures. And especially that just recently happened would be Irish Fest. And while you were out going and causing you trouble, I decided, I might go down to Irish Fest. Unfortunately, I didn't. Instead, what happened...
You bastard.
I know. It's a family tradition. Truly, it is. Well, I did tell you what happened last time I was at Irish Fest, didn't I?
I don't think so.
Last time I was there, actually, I put on an Irish accent, and I got 5 shots of whiskey, Jameson whiskey, for free, and a cigar, which was actually really nice because people actually thought I was from Ireland, which ladies and gentlemen, I'm not. I'm home brew, Wisconsin, cut me, I bleed, red, white, and blue. But this year I didn't go. I think there was just a lot of issues going on. On top of that, it was something that I really didn't want to just go down. I had friends down there, but they wanted to go do something else afterwards, so I figured might as well just stay in the area where they're going to meet me up at. So while I'm waiting for them, I'm sitting at a bar. 3 older gentlemen walk in, Harley guys. Bikers, yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're from Wisconsin or just in general, you know bikes. Harley Davidson, huge bike factory and producer from Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, the 110th anniversary is next weekend?
Yes, yeah. Hopefully I'll be going to that. But with 3 gentlemen walk in, a little bit older gentlemen, and I'm sitting there having a drink, and I'm showing them some respect, nod, very nice. And I'm just in jeans and a t-shirt. I did not dress up. I did not look flash up. And the bar is really dead. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, about 6 college kids come up. Just come walking in. And these are the college kids you and I have discussed in our past episodes.
The college bros?
Pretty much. One guy you can obviously tell he was either pre-gaming or he came straight from Irish Fest. He was just, stumbling and bumbling, sloshing his words left and right.
Bragging about how much he drank.
He was, actually. And here's the thing. He's already, I don't know how much he's drank, but from the looks of him and what he was getting, extremely lightweight. He looked very, very like he could not hold his liquor at all. Now, granted, he was also drinking earlier, so I don't know how much he had, but he looked like a lightweight. And, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever at an Irish festival, I will tell you this right now. It's not the beer, it's not the drinking that people always remember there. It's the atmosphere. It's the people. It's the people there, the music there, and it's truly what it is. It's like an open arm, come here, where you're going to come with me, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
And the beer is just a bonus. That's pretty much what it is. The drinking is just a bonus. So they come in, these college kids, and this one guy, and I will call him the Jersey Shore get at me bro, because that's what he looked like. As I've stated before, like he's got, the pec implants, he's got the spiky hair, the spray on fake tan. Dude's just kind of stumbling designer clothes. He walks into the bar, and he knocks over my drink, he knocks into me.
Oh.
In Wisconsin, that's already a party foul. It truly is.
That's your ass.
Yeah. And the guy doesn't even look at me and go, sorry. Guy just kind of uses me as a crutch and kind of just pushes off and leans off. These 3 biker gentlemen see that. I look over at them again, that silent eye contact, could you believe this shit that just happened? They kind of just shake their heads and I can't believe such disrespect, everything like that.
Yeah.
Then, I asked the bartender, can I please have another drink? Yeah, sure, no problem. This dude
You didn't have to pay for that, did you? Or
I actually did. I was courteous enough. I paid for it again.
okay.
I paid for it again because I don't think the guy knew exactly what happened, and I really didn't want to cause trouble.
Okay.
So this dude tries dancing, and when I say tries, ladies and gentlemen, I mean the white man overbite the little shuffle, whatever.
It kind of looks like me on the dance floor.
yeah, pretty much. And
but somehow worse.
oh yes,
That's possible.
it is possible.
Oh dear God.
And he trips backwards on his heel, falls into me, knocks my arm over, knocks my second drink over again. And that was the moment where I got really upset. And I kind of just stood there and I turned to my seat and I looked at him. And I kind of just threw up my arms. Like, dude, really? What the hell? But not one word came out of my mouth. Now, if you've also seen that I have a green shirt that has the continent of Ireland, little country of Ireland, on it, and it says Made in Ireland and white across it. It's one of my favorite shirts, and in light of Irish Fest, I decided to wear it.
Why not?
So yeah, that blue jeans and some beat up tennies. So I kind of just threw up my arms, like, really, like, what? It never escaped my mouth. The dude just kind of stands up, tries puffing out his chest, and first thing he does is before he goes, fuck you, he looks at me and he looks at my shirt and he goes, are you really from Ireland? Now, that question kind of threw me off.
Showtime.
It pretty much was that. Within a half a second of response, the first words that come out of my mouth is, oi, I'm from Ireland. What can I do for you? And I start talking in an Irish accent. I'm throwing this fucker off. Start talking in an Irish accent. I have him for about 5 minutes on the ropes. Pretty much disciplining him to a point goes, oi, I'll be fucked. You really don't know what you're doing, do you, lad? You can't even fucking drink. You already knocked over me glass twice. Twice you owe me 2 glasses of bourbon. You need to get your shit together or else you get the fuck out right now.
Pretty sure that's a death penalty in Ireland.
It is. It is. And immediately,
let alone Wisconsin.
Immediately this guy, you know, like I said, Jersey Shore, puffs out his chest. The dude is sitting at 6'3". I'm already at 5'10", 5'11". I already know that, you know, I can take him, but I do not have the height advantage. If I'm going to punch him, I have to jump. I know I have to.
Just bulldoze him.
Yeah. So him and his buddies and I want to say his girlfriend comes up and she gets in my face. Oh, what the hell you think you're doing? You think you're better than us? And just because you're from Ireland, I'm like, whoa, okay. The fact that this group completely believes me right now is hysterical. I think if I got my ass beat at that moment, it would have been worth it. I really do think it would have been worth it. And the thing is, she's kind of waving her finger, as ladies, as you do, kind of waving your finger in front of my face. It's to the point where I want to look at it and go, you wave it one more time, it's going to go right up your boyfriend's ass, and he might enjoy it. I'm just telling you right now.
I'd put money on it.
It was one of those, it's like, please don't wave your finger in front of my face one more time. And her boyfriend, you know, again, gets up in front of me, and then he shoves me. I get thrown back against the chair. First thing I do is I take one step forward, and right before I puff out my chest, the 3 gentlemen that walked in walk up behind me. These biker dudes.
Yes.
Bartender kind of takes a baseball bat and drops it on the bar and goes, "Who wants to get hit?" I looked at him, I shook my head, and I just kind of sat back down. These 3 biker gentlemen come and sit right next to me. These 6 kids walk right out the bar.
Damn right.
Now, here's the kicker. Here's the twist of the story. These 3 bikers are from Ireland.
Yes.
I think it was the leader of the group. You know, clean shaven. You know,
Did you stick to the Irish accent?
I did actually.
Okay. Did they believe you?
He was clean shaven. You know, he had the red hair, but he also had like the silver streaks.
Okay.
He leather vest, walks up to me. You know, nice gentleman walks up to me. He goes, "So I really have one question for you, son. Are you really from Ireland?" I said.
Or did you just like give up the story, like just?
Oh no! I looked at him and I said, "No, sir, I'm not." He goes, "Then why are you doing an Irish accent?" He said, "Am I Irish?" I said, "Absolutely. There is Irish blood in me, but I'm not from Ireland. Now am I?" Gentleman goes, and on top of that, we stick together. Round on the house for you. Great story. And the moral of the story is, don't cause trouble. Be honest. I mean, seriously, don't start shit.
No.
I thought it was amazing that he just walks up to me, just in the thickest, smoothest Irish accent. I was like, oh, no, you've got to be kidding. Like, how do I responded in an Irish accent?
That would have been your ass.
I've never responded in an Irish accent. Why? Because I've already been doing it. So it's kind of, it just, popped out. And he thought it was actually really clever. And he goes, you know what? You are Irish. You don't have to be
You
from
got
Ireland.
your props.
Yeah, you don't have to be from Ireland. You have Irish blood. Great. So we're gonna have a good time. And it was a great time. And I will tell him I only had 3 drinks. These gentlemen had to ride out anyway. Kept drink for drink, shot for shot with them. Got a phone number. I have allies when I go down to if they're ever in town.
If they're ever in town.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're at a bar. I watched the show Bar Rescue, and I love it. I cannot get enough of that. I don't know if you watch it, though.
I've seen it every once in a
Yeah, it's
while.
like, basically, I forgot his last name, but his first name is John. John guy who has several successful bars, goes all throughout the country to school a bunch of idiots that know nothing about how to run a business. And they're like, oh, I'm losing all this money. I don't know how. And John basically comes in there and says, fuck you, you're dumb. Let me show you how it's done. And
I've seen the episodes.
seen the episodes, and I love it. Like, I know, like, I'm not the business type. Like, yeah,
I give credit to credit is due. He can just walk in there and flip them around and get the whole place jumping.
Oh yeah,
that is amazing. Anyone that can do that is props to you.
From what I see watching the show, the hardest part about his job, it's always the owner that's stubborn as hell. I mean, this one that really stuck out to me was there was a former Marine that decided to open up a bar, and Marines.
Well, you're already stubborn if you're a Marine.
Yeah, you're thick-skinned, needless to say. God bless you if you're in any branch of the armed services. God bless you. You have the balls to do what I don't. And so this retired Marine is just like, no, I will not say sorry. I will not say sorry. And John's like, well, he just to see how everything is done wrong, John puts the bar under a stress test, which is just to see how the bar runs on a normal night, which is understandable because
you want to figure out your pros and cons.
Yeah, and John was like, you guys have failed, and I forgot the Marine's name, but he looks at the former Marine and says, it's your fault. I think you owe your staff an apology for letting them down tonight. And he's just like, no, I will not apologize. And
Captain should be able to step forward, at least apologize, and take blame for the mistakes that have been made.
Yeah, but I can kind of see where he's coming from.
Well,
though, just like, I have a certain level of pride that I won't back down from, like, but I'm not going to be that much of a stubborn person. Like, I'll come clean eventually. And he eventually turned the bar around, and I forgot how he turned the bar around, but what he turned the bar back into, but it looked like a good bar. But another show that I watch also on Spike, Ink Master, with Dave Navarro. Have you seen that too? Yeah. Well, just had to ask who did that.
Because you watch some shows I really am not into. If I flip across the channel, it looks pretty good. Same thing with Bar Rescue, same thing. But Ink Master is once in a while. It's
because I want a tattoo, but I don't know. Like, I don't know where to go for it, and 2, like, I want it to be done well. Like most people do. If you want a tattoo, you're gonna want it to be done well. Like, I want a rather large area done, like basically the bicep / like just going up to like some of the shoulder. And I'll be watching the show, and it makes me nervous to get a tattoo, just because before I started watching the show, I didn't really have an eye for tattoos. Mm-hmm. But then the more I watch the show, I start to get like a little bit of an eye for it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like pretend to be something I'm not, like a tattoo expert. Like,
no, but it's the creativity that catches your eye.
Yeah, but like they just point out like basic stuff, like some of the lines that they go on, and like the black and gray shading, and it's just unreal. Like, when I first started watching it, I'll see a bunch of good tattoos and just like, holy shit, that's really good. And then Dave Navarro and the judges will just bust their balls for a good 5 minutes, and just like, holy shit, like how do you have an eye for this? But turns out you just have to watch it more. Like, my older sister has a tattoo. It's done well, and I would have gone to her tattoo artist, but it sucks because he has started to move around, so I don't really know where he is right now.
Well, that's good. I mean, hell, I want to get a tattoo sooner or later, but my personal opinion when it comes down to tattoos, I want have a little bit more meaning to it.
Yeah.
Like family member or something like that.
Yeah.
But you always get the result. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're scarring your body. You're doing this. You're doing that."
There's always gonna be those people.
Well, of course. Although I will say I will take a tattoo well over getting anything like implants or anything like that matter. Well, I'm a guy. First of all, if I get implants, it's weird.
Yeah. I have enough of everything, thank you.
And yeah, exactly. That leads into my next topic, and I call them tig old biddies. And the reason why I call them tig old biddies is because it's another word for big old titties that ladies should never have. Now, these are not natural. If it's natural, God bless you that you have them.
These guys are perverts. That's the comment I'm waiting for to hear after this episode.
I'm waiting to hear that too. And no, we're not perverts. This is just stuff that
just observations.
Observations. Ladies, well, number one, I already know that breast implants were probably invented by a guy. No,
more than likely.
More than likely. Here now, if it was like, I want to hear the purpose of it, not for someone to go, I want to see that chick have the biggest chest in the world. Like, I wanted to, don't use them for evil. Use them for good. Like, if all of a sudden, some husband that, the guy who invented it, his wife has breast cancer, and she had to get her chest, lobbed off. He's going, I want to give my wife a second chance at a quote-unquote life in society. A new chance. And you know what? That is a noble cause. I will say that is a noble cause.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling if that was the case, someone from Hollywood said she walked in with no chest and she walked out with boobs that are bigger than mine. I want that, and I'll pay through as much as I need to get that. Then they're becoming used for evil.
Yeah, and then one day I was channel surfing, and all of a sudden I hear breast implants. I'm like, the guy in me is just like, watch it, yeah. But I can get curious rather easily. So I was okay, I'll watch it for a few seconds just to see what it's about. And apparently it was strange addictions, addicted to getting breast implants.
Oh god.
And yeah, that was, as soon as I heard it was strange addictions, that was my exact thought. Oh god. And these women basically have those giant round rubber play balls that you can buy little kids for $3. They're basically 2 feet in diameter.
Right.
Looks like these women are walking around with size like that. It's just
she has basketballs planted on her chest.
No, the bigger ones.
I know.
How do you drive a car? You need a whole Papasan chair to drive a car. If you have.
Well, didn't you know they're seeing eye titties? That's exactly what they are. Got to get prescriptions for that.
Prescription breast implants.
They're seeing eye titties. That's exactly what it is. But here, I know definitely some people, and if you got bigger ones, I understand if you want to get them reduced to help your back. And don't get me wrong, if it helps you, great. I am not against that. I want you to be happy. Now,
because if you ain't happy, we ain't happy.
Now,
a guy and girl standpoint.
No, I'm at a mall. Why am I at a mall? Because
no reason. Just chilling.
Actually, no. I went there with one of my friends. He was meeting up with his girlfriend, and I told him, sure, whatever. There was a few shirts I wanted to go check out. Anyway, and I kind of like to walk around in the quote-unquote high school adult shop, which is not a porn store, but it kind of has the witty t-shirts and the sayings. Yeah. It's Spencer's from what we've heard around here. And shout out to Spencer's if you're listening. I doubt it, but that'd be cool. So we go in there, and me and my buddy, we walk out, and we see this girl, and I kid you not, I don't know if they were double D's or what, but they were causing wind shear. That's how big these suckers were. And she's with her boyfriend, who is, as I've stated before, this is a different Jersey Shore kind of guy, who is just, great up, huge upper body, and a lower middle body, he had a reverse triangle, an upside down triangle. It's the best way you could refer him to. It's the best way. If he was so top heavy, you could just walk over, push him sideways, and he'd fall over. So he's got the spray on tan, the shirt's way too tight, spiky hair, and I'm like, wow, 2 peas in a pod, Tweedledee and Tweedledum apparently fit each other. What have you. And me and my buddy are walking by, and they walk right by us. kind of just, nose stuck up in the air. He's kind of just walking around, swinging his arms, acting like he's a badass.
Hot shit.
And she's just kind of sitting there talking on the phone. Well, I also noticed that
A chihuahua in her purse?
No.
Oh.
If there would have been a chihuahua in the purse, oh, good God. Help.
Game, set, match.
Yes. But it wasn't that. It was every guy within a 7-foot radius was staring at her. And she even had a few guys that kind of were coming out of the woodwork, looking at her and following her about 7 feet back. I've already made my glance. I don't find it attractive. I don't want it. Not at all. I'm, continuing on. I don't need it. I don't need it. I got a girlfriend. Fuck it. Whatever. And just keep moving forward. And my buddy kind of looks at me and goes, we're 2 feet past. He has a filter, but his filter was broken that day. First words out of his mouth, at like 2 feet back, he goes, "Did you see the ass that was implanted on her chest? Holy fuck. Oh my God. The goddamn, look at those big old tits." He's loud. She turns around. All of a sudden, I just hear.
We all have that friend.
And it was like an Exorcist moment.
Sometimes I'm that friend.
It was the Exorcist moment where all of a sudden, where the girl turns her head like 180 degrees? Or
eyes roll the back of the head.
No, it was just all of a sudden you keep walking, the area that we were in the mall went cold, and you just hear, and I hear it, and I was like, oh God, I don't want to turn around, shouldn't turn around anyway. She's glaring at both of us. And her boyfriend's just like, he's like a bulldog on a chain ready to come at us. And she goes, oh my God, why are you making fun of me? First thing she does, she looks at me. Granted, my buddy is attractive. He's got the goatee. He's got hair. he's got hair. And
everything Jim doesn't.
My girlfriend wants me to grow a goatee. I keep telling her no. Sweetie, if you're listening, it's still not happening.
He's follically impaired.
I can grow it. I've had it before. I just don't want it.
Goatee implants.
Yeah, talking about implants. But
speaking of the devil.
Yeah. But she looks at me and she goes, oh my God, why are you making fun of me? A person who has no hair is making fun of me. I'm sorry, at this moment, you now go for my head and I don't know about you. Now I'm going to make fun of you because, well, it's what we do here.
Yeah.
Rocking from the underground. It's what we do here. And,
yeah, baby.
Boom. And she looks at me and she goes, well, coming from a guy who has no hair. I look at her, I go, coming from a woman who apparently has no chest, that she must fake it. She goes, this is all natural. Sweetheart, that is the farthest thing from natural. I can already tell you right now, they already look like they're just coming straight out and like pretty much from the fembots from Austin Powers. If she had pistols in them, that's what she would be. That's how big these suckers were. And she looks at me, she goes, "You're just jealous." I go, well, no, I'm not, actually.
Of what, helium balloons?
I told her, I go, I'm not jealous, actually, because number one, I don't want to pay for that. Number two, it doesn't look attractive. Number three, you realize that you are creating your own gravitational force right now? And that it went right over her boyfriend's head and right over her head. She goes, huh? I go, you have 3 guys pretty much circling around your chest and only your chest that can be separate moons, and they both carry 2 balls down south that can be considered their moons. Sweetheart, your chest is like a sun right now. It was I didn't even want to get involved with the boyfriend because all of a sudden he goes, you're making fun of my girl, and I kind of just threw up my arms and like, I hate you. Like, I hate you type of people. If you're that,
where do you get off?
Yeah, seriously, it's one of those. If you're that type of person and you're listening to my voice, please stop. I have no problem picking on you. I really don't. And it's one of those where if you look at me, I understand you're defending your woman's honor.
Yeah.
But if you look at me like that, I just really want to look at.
If you're walking around looking like a circus, you just have it. You're just asking for it.
You are. And he's like, "You making fun of my girl?" And I threw up my hands and said, "Dude, please just walk away." He goes, "Oh, what?" I go, What am I going to do? I'm going to play tag, you're it. I'm going to push you, say you're it. I'm going to run away, and you won't be able to get up because you're going to be like a turtle on its back. Ah!
Or what? Or you won't make it back to the tanning booth before it closes today.
You won't be able to get your GTL on. Seriously, that's exactly what will happen.
But guys paying for the breast implants. I don't even want to pay for dinner and a movie. Son of a bitch.
Will you come off, man?
No, I do. I'm just saying that just to be funny. But speaking of guys, things that guys have invented, I'm doing fantasy football again this year, and for my league, for people I go with, that I'm doing it with a school. For those of you who know football, my team name is the Butt Fumbles. So it's that embarrassing play that that Mark Sanchez has basically made his career.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what this is, we'll give you a brief recap. Quarterback, or the guy who gets the ball, guys hike the ball, leader of the team, pretty much grabs it, runs forward, and one of his linemen who is blocking for him backs up into him to a point where the football hits his butt and fumbles on the ground, and you're not even 2 feet off the line of scrimmage. No idea what happened.
The butt caused the fumble.
Caused the fumble. Your quarterback goes straight down on his back. The ball is loose, and the other team gets possession of it. The infamous butt fumble, which is still hilarious in my book every time I think about it. It was one of those where you and I played football.
Yeah.
How?
It's still the worst of the worst on SportsCenter at the top plays.
It's still like number one, isn't it? Or
it's 37 times I think now.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, so that's my team name, the Butt Fumbles. And this is my team, and this is through auto drafts because I had to go to work. Right. And I think I got a good team. I got, for quarterbacks, Matt Ryan and Cam Newton. Wide receivers, A.J. Green, Demaryius Thomas, Larry Fitzgerald, and Vincent Jackson and Hakeem Nicks. Running backs, I have LaShawn McCoy, C.J. Spiller, Matt Forte. Tight ends, I have Jimmy Graham and Greg Olson. And then kickers, I have Justin Tucker. And then defense, I have Arizona and Chicago. So I think I have a pretty decent team. And if I have no problem talking football with anyone, let alone fantasy football. So I'm kind of interested to see how other people's teams are doing, because I'm a football junkie. I can never get enough of it.
There's a difference, and we'll go off that line of people inventing stuff. Personal opinion of mine, and this is often mentioned, was talking, and let me tell you a quick story real quick. Was hanging out with some friends the other day. Now, Halloween's coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what my options are. I told you on episode 2. Being told I'm going as Gru from Despicable Me with the bald head and everything. But we started talking about haunted houses. And haunted houses to me are... Well, I don't do haunted houses. I'm fine with it. I don't mind getting scared. It's the thing of the whole concept of the haunted house. Now, here's the thing. Talking about haunted houses, and my friend told me, he goes, you don't like them. And this is where I got off with it, and this is what I mean about inventing it. I honestly think a white guy invented a haunted house. And that's just me personally. I believe a white person invented a haunted house because here's the thing. You get a group of white people, everyone wants to be like Scooby and the gang. It's like Mystery Inc. wannabes. You hear a little thing going on in the house. What's that? We're going to adventure further. Really? Really? Are you kidding me? It's so silly. It is so silly. And I will say this. Haunted house, I don't need to go in there. Why? There's a bunch of weird noises going on. I'm not the person to adventure. Now, a lot of comedians say, hey, you know what? Black people just don't listen to it, and you just turn around and walk away. If that's the case, fine. I will say that is my mentality. I'll be sitting out in the woods with some friends dancing or having a good time. The minute I hear something go in the woods, I would go, what the fuck's that? I don't know. I'm out of here. Just screw it. It's every other person, though, that will go, I want to go check it out. No! If it doesn't sound right, get out of here.
Yeah, when you were little, I guarantee you 9 parents out of 10, the 1% of parents being the parents on Team Mom, tell you, if it sounds too good to be true,
it pretty much is.
It pretty much is. Like, I didn't mean to rip on teen pregnancy or anything at all. Again, I'm just saying this to be funny, whether it's polite or rude at all. But come on,
And here's the thing that I always look at when Eric, if you hear an odd noise, first thing I do is I look at how many people are in the group, and in my back of my brain, I reference it to any scary movie. There's only like 1 or 2 survivors, and nobody knows how to kill whatever they're hunting down or whatever. So you look at the odds. You look at are the odds in your favor? If it's you and another person, 50-50. Not bad. If it's you and about 17 others, screw that. I'm out of here. Fuck that. No.
See you guys later.
Exactly. I already know what's happening. I got the common sense. I'm not going to go after that. On top, this is why I cannot watch horror films. I can't watch horror films in a movie theater because I have people not make fun of me, but I'd be told to shut up about 7 times and then be escorted out of there.
Oh, you'd be the guy yelling at the screen. Don't go in there. Hey.
Yeah, I would be. What the fuck are you going in there for? Oh, I'm gonna go check it out. You're dumb. Here's the reason why I can't watch them. I watch them with groups of people, and it's fun because they like making fun of my reactions. Because people don't act like that in actual horror films.
No.
They don't. Oh, I'm gonna go check it out. I'm gonna press my head up against this wall. Yeah, hi, how's it going? Or you stand there, all of a sudden some guy comes, Here's the thing. If a girl or any guy falls down your group when you're running, no one is going to double back 5 feet to go help you out unless you are in a relationship or you are getting some good pussy. That's the only way you're doubling back that way. Because you're going to be going, oh, I'll go get you. And here's the thing. Your man doubles back and goes and gets you, and there's that little coming at you, and he jumps forward. Number one, he's stupid. To jump forward, well, maybe he's brave, one of the two, or he just doesn't have his head screwed on straight. Because he rather would fight this thing than pick you up and drag you out. Okay, now he's fighting it. Why is the girl constantly just sitting there screaming
just watching,
screaming at the top of her lungs? Bitch, get up and run!
What do you think he's doing? Like, while he's fighting whatever it is, he's not gonna look back and just run, not in the movies. No. While he's fighting, he might just yell, "Get the fuck out of here!" Dude, that's the best you're gonna get.
That is. It truly is. Before, he dies some grisly death or whatever. But what always gets me is people, when you hear the noises, if it doesn't sound right, you always move forward. Especially white people. Like we said last time, white people, we think we're better. We think we're entitled. What? This thing shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be afraid of it. Dude, you don't know what it is. You grab a lead pipe and you're going up against a ghost. Number one, it's sound. Screw that. If it's making a sound, it shouldn't be there. I'm out. Fuck it. No point. And here's something, too. Ladies and gentlemen, why is it when you people watch these movies, and I will say you people because there is a majority of people who watch horror films.
Oh, yeah.
A large majority. Why is it you people, when you look at me and I'm like, I'm not going near that noise, I'm not going to that haunted house, you look at me and go, it's not real, don't worry about it. Here's the first thing. When an actual sound happens, that movie is the first reference you make. Oh, it's just like that one horror movie. Did you see it? No, but I thought that wasn't real. But it's actually just like that. I thought that wasn't real. No, that's not a real reference, apparently, but it is to your mind. Here's the thing. You go scene by scene in the movie when you break it down of how it is to kill it, and you say how many people have died. Skip to the ending. We can leave out the deaths. Tell me how to kill it. But don't recommend the movie to me. All of a sudden, you just break it down like, oh my god, we're gonna die. By the way, it's a great movie. It's just a great
BTW.
Yeah. BTW. It's a great movie. Just why are you recommending it? Here's the thing.
I don't know.
Always, when you see movie trailers too, you see, how they got like the little surveillance night vision of the crowd. People like jump like, oh my god, it's so scary. Oh my god, it's so scary. One of my friends broke it down and said, those are the people in the theater that get scared the easiest. He goes, now, a real person like me doesn't get scared. And I told him, I said, scared versus desensitized. There's a huge difference. If you constantly watch these movies over and over and over again, you will get desensitized to it. But they're always the first people when shit goes down for real. Like a slash goes across, or there's like a line of blood, whatever happens.
Run.
Yeah, they're the first people that say, get the fuck out of here, or don't you leave me, motherfucker. And I swear to God, and they will go behind any closed doors, and they will start locking those doors like Anne Frank.
Flag on the play.
But it's true. It's true. They just start everything. Get it against the wall. Get it against. How is it in every movie? The minute that person is done throwing everything up against that door,
It comes from somewhere else.
that fucker is in the shadows or in the room.
Just laughing, just eating. Like, I want to see.
Just eating popcorn like, haha.
Yeah, just-
That's really gonna keep my motherfucker.
The movie was financed by Lay's potato chips. He's just eating that.
Just sitting there. Yep. Nothing's coming through there. Oh, by the way, that.
Just in a lazy boy. Yeah, you might want to move that. Yeah, I won't get in there. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I won't get in there now.
I got a welder right over here. You want to tack weld the corners of the door? Yeah, nothing getting through
I think.
It's definitely invented. Yeah, I'm sorry. Here, chopper. Get to the chopper now. We're in a haunted house.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger on it.
Oh God! I honestly, I think